Afros are kind of in the same category as dreadlocks, right?
Do you think this is an afro?
What?
Would you say you have an afro?
No.
Oh, y'all probably think I'm an idiot.
No,
Okay.
that's I'm out here for you.
Oh no. Oh no. They already got a white guy feeling guilty in the first 10 seconds of the video. How well did these three white men... Bro! How well do these three white men black men?
Hey, my name is Andrew. My relationship with black people is, as I've moved to more bigger cities, I've gotten to have more diverse people in my life. I have a diverse friend group. I also have hip hop danced. I've been on 3 different hip hop dance
I love this video.
crews,
I love this
and
video.
obviously black people are really integral to hip hop, and so I've had a lot of experience with black people.
This is an awesome video.
Hi, my name is Joe. I'm 25. My relationship to black people has mostly been international since I grew up overseas. So it's actually primarily been just Africans instead of African Americans.
Hello, my name is Oscar, and my relationship to black people in general is black women. I don't really have relationships with black men or men in general, so this experience is going to be exciting to kind of put my opinion and see what I know versus what I don't know.
Like what, he's just into black
let's
girls?
get into this. A Pew
Where did the urge
research
to piss
poll
go? I have to piss.
revealed that 18% of newlyweds with one black partner were in an interracial marriage. So,
Wait.
research poll revealed that 18% of newlyweds with one black partner were in an interracial marriage. So out of this group of 10 men, how many do you think are or have been in an interracial relationship?
Six?
Who likes white people here?
I'm not around men, so this is kind of like my first experience. I've never even been in a room with this many men before, so
I'm gonna say you have just the cardigan.
You've never been in a room with 10 other guys? Ever?
It's.
I've never even been in a room with this many men before, so
I'm gonna say you have just the cardigan. It's.
Yeah, I feel like you've been in one. Something about your vibe seems like you dress really nice and you look really friendly, and not that the rest of you don't. Jeez, it's so hard not to say something I'm gonna accidentally find offensive.
I'm just basing it like I think you would like white women. I don't know.
You were really friendly to me when I first walked in. You seemed someone very comfortable approaching white people, so I'll say you've been in one.
Oh no. Oh no. All right, let me TLDR what they're saying. All right. Basically what they're saying. All of the guys here that look nice and approachable and friendly date white women. And the rest of them don't. That's what they're all trying to say.
The funny thing with you two, I don't know why it is, but I feel like one of you has, one of you hasn't.
I love this.
I'm gonna go with you.
You're smiling big right now. You like white people.
Hey man, yeah, you like white people, right?
You've been
I get it.
Or have been in an interracial relationship, please step forward and tell your story.
So I guess
3,
6.
2,
This guy's about to step forward.
1.
All of them, okay.
Okay, y'all misled me with those marriage statistics.
Relationship. It just happened.
Out of the 46%,
How many? Okay.
according to the US Census, 46% of black children are living only with their mother, compared to 17% of white children. Out of this sample size, how many do you think grew up in a house with both parents?
Man, this is hard. It's kind of hard to point to someone and say, hey, I think your father wasn't around. Like, that's a pretty rough thing to do. All right, how many people's parents are international? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Cool. That's a pretty rough thing to do. All right, how many people's parents are international?
Are international? Is that what he said?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna say you. I think that's a safer one to say that maybe y'all had your parents around.
I think every person's a coin flip, literally with a statistic, but also just with a sense of like, everyone here seems like they're really well put together individuals, and I think that can come from both a hardship, but also from an advantageous place. So I think the way I'm gonna decide this is how emotional this question seems to be making you. I believe you both, I believe you have, and I believe you last two as well.
To be honest, I'm gonna just
Damn. Bro really just said, let me ask you, and then I'll see how fucking triggered you get. We'll go from
assume everybody because I can't even like give a reason and base it off of.
I'm gonna say no. Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm sorry, that's just so funny. Why? Why just the first guy? What the fuck? I really thought he was gonna spice it up a little bit more. It's so much funnier too that at the very beginning he self-identified as like the guy from the town of like all white people.
To be honest, I'm gonna just assume everybody because I can't even like give a reason and base it off of.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I read this question. I thought it was the flip. How many of these men grew up in a house with only one parent? And so then I'm watching him go, you grew up with 2, and then you, and you all grew up with 1.
Yes, 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 yes. A little bit more dressed.
Parents.
That was kind of the Charles, I like your style. I think it's really good. I feel like it is a little bit more dressed down, and I guess that was kind of the more casual style of it.
If you grew up in a house with both parents, please step forward in 3, 2, 1.
I was gonna say, okay.
You almost got it.
Yeah.
So you got to understand what we're pulling from here too. Like if you're really going to super meta this, these are obviously just rough generalizations, right? But statistically speaking, you're more likely to be successful if you have both parents in the household for your upbringing, for your childhood, right? So if we know that to be true, right, you're just probably in better positions to you're probably just better networked. So then I feel like it would also probably be safe to assume too that think of the type of, think of where you'd have to live and the type of position that you'd have to be in order to even be on a YouTube show like this, right? Like you're not pulling from people that aren't in a probably at least decent position. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying, chat? And that goes for everybody who's on a show, on a show like this. You know what I mean? Like we've seen a decent amount of diversity in terms of just background, income, upbringing. They've done all sorts of videos like that. But I feel like generally it's going to skew a lot differently because I think they filmed this in California too, right? So I don't know. Already, I feel like you're pulling from a specific type of person for a show like this. So it's going to be different than the national average. You know
My whole life, my dad was sort of in and out. He was there. He lived in a different city most of my life. So
Cool. Some
Perspectives.
In 2001, the Sentencing Project estimated that 1 in 3 black men would spend time in prison.
Estimated. Okay.
By 2021, 1 in 55 black men were incarcerated. Oh, can you reflect on what you know about the relationship between the black community and the police?
Go ahead, bro. Turn around and address the room.
Oh, the police. I don't, just in general, the police, I already know, they're racist, they're pigs. It takes one, well, no, there's one.
Oh, no. Bro, you don't gotta
one bad cop.
Dude, fucking cops, they're racist pigs. All it takes is one bad cop to fucking ruin a whole fucking academy, dude. They're all fucking pigs because they're all complacent.
Between
Yeah, he's trying to. Nobody's gonna hurt you, bro. You can look at me.
the black community and the police.
Oh, the police. I don't, just in general, the police, I already know, they're racist, they're pigs. It takes one, well, no, there's one bad cop, but those good cops aren't gonna do anything about it, so.
So they're all bad. This is awesome. It's so funny.
Makes them all equally bad.
Out of this group, how many people do you think have been arrested?
Whoa.
I'm at whatever, lower than whatever the average is, I would guess.
I don't know that many people that have been arrested. One thing I can go off of is maybe stereotypes, what I feel like maybe is...
Please go one by one down the line and point at each one of them and say which one you think has been to prison. Point one of them out, dude.
And this is not a reflection on y'all, but more a reflection on kind of the American culture and policemen in general.
Yeah, fuck
I would
it,
guess
dude.
Americans haven't always been great about dreadlocks and treating that as
Look at them all, look at each other, look at them all, look at each other.
I think those get judged more, so I could see if you have dreadlocks.
That might be true. Maybe. I was trying to think if that's even a point. Maybe? I don't know.
That might make you more likely to be
I don't
targeted
know.
by the police.
I don't think so.
I think it's maybe going to be
Actually, no, I don't think so.
one of you, one or two of you, something like that.
maybe I'm saying 0 is super ignorant. I don't know, but I'm gonna say
Oh, fuck. Saying it's none of you is super ignorant because I know. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, saying no is really ignorant, you know? I'm standing in front of a group of black guys. We know. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Who's with me? Ah? Anybody? I won't be able to finish this video.
no one.
I can see police targeting you.
Maybe I'm saying 0
Oh, God. All right, wait. I have to know where this line
is
goes.
super ignorant. I don't know, but I'm gonna say no one.
I can see police targeting you.
I'm sorry. I'm going to stop pausing it. I just can't.
0 is super ignorant. I don't know, but I'm gonna say no one.
I can see police targeting you.
It's real.
Yeah. You're a big, muscly dude. You have dreadlocks. You're certainly someone that could be seen as an intimidating threat. So I could see you being targeted, and I'm sorry if that just happened to you. And then, no, I'm gonna say this one. So, no, I feel like fros are kind of in the same category as dreadlocks, right? Actually, I don't know.
This is an afro?
What?
This is an afro to you. I'm not trying to be like.
No, sorry. I guess it's like I mean, it's obviously not like a fro, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Would you say you have an afro?
No.
I probably think I'm an idiot.
No. That's fine.
Okay. Oh my God,
He's like, bro, relax, bro. We're like, God, the racial tension is fucking, God, it makes it really tough to. Props to the fucking. You know what I love to picture? Here's what I love to imagine, right? So Jubilee's got this studio, and they've got like a door out to the street. I don't know. They're on like out in California. I don't fucking know anything about California. They're on Hollywood Boulevard. There's some place people are walking by all the time. You get young, aspiring people that maybe they want to be in a video, right? Maybe they want to be part of the regulars on Jubilee. They're hanging out outside. Jubilee walks out. They're like, all right, we need a couple people for a video. How many of you guys want to come in? Bring in a bunch of people, and they're like, all right. And this guy, he's got stars in his eyes. He's like, fuck, I finally got my chance. I'm so excited. He's thinking maybe he's going to be on a dating show. You know, maybe he'll get a chance to rate hot women or something. God, he's so excited. His mind is filled with hopes and dreams. Director looks at him and goes, we're going to put you in front of 10 black people, and you're going to tell us how many of them have been in prison, how many of them grew up with a single parent in the household, and how many of them prefer fried chicken. And you go. Oh, I actually don't want to be on the show anymore. What the fuck?
so embarrassed
Holy
about the
shit.
fro thing. Obviously, I don't have black hair myself. I don't have to worry about or think about black hairstyles that much, but still, that's pretty embarrassing.
Gosh, the white guilt, you can just feel it too. It like oozes. Like they've got to qualify everything they say. Ugh, Jesus.
I think that shows a pretty big knowledge gap there.
I'm gonna go high here and just select a large amount because I feel like if there's gonna be more men than there are less that this has happened to. So yes. I'd probably say all of you.
Okay. No. Yes. No.
If you have been arrested, please step forward and share your story in 3.
It's gonna be like 3 or 4. It's gonna be less than half. I'm guessing. My guess is if I'm playing this meta, it's gonna be less than half.
2, 1.
Okay, I was right.
Well, hey, I was right that it was only 1 or 2. I just got the 2 wrong.
The afro for time. You're right.
Man, so y'all were like actually in jail.
Well, just
I love this. I love this show.
arrested.
Mine has an asterisk. I was at a Dave Matthews Band concert that I had no business being at. I don't even listen to Dave Matthews, but I grew up in like a predominantly white area, and it was what my friends listened to. Most of my friends were white. So we went to tailgate and drink. We did the whole like steal your mom's vodka, you fill up your water bottle, hop on a train. We went to Philly. So we were in the parking lot, and we were all drinking around our cars, me, a bunch of white dudes, and there were cops.
How different do you think this video would be if it had taken place in the early 2000s? It's really hard to say. I would have like been in the single digits in terms of age. I don't really have a gauge, obviously, of like what tensions were like then. My guess, or my assumption would be that tensions, if anything, have just gotten worse in terms of like white people are even more terrified about talking about race in general at all. So people would just probably be a little bit more candid with what they think, would be my guess. I have no idea. Yeah, I was born in 98.
Ops sort of like making sure that people filter into the concert aren't getting too rowdy. And he like splits the crowd, goes straight for me out of all my white friends, grabs my water bottle, sniffs it, pours it out, and he writes me a ticket that counts as an arrest. It was a citation. He couldn't leave his post, so he couldn't cuff me and put me in his car, but the citation counted as an arrest.
But the first time I got arrested, I think I was 15, and I had a driver's permit, but I didn't have like a license. And so I got arrested. The cops pulled me over. They didn't think it was my car, that it was stolen, so that was the whole thing. It was my,
Jesus.
like, the car my parents gave me, and then they detained me and everything, took me to the police station, had me in holding cell and stuff. For, like, normally for that, you just get, like, cited, or they'll call your parents, come pick you up. But I was, like, in
Like, fully booked.
And, like, in the...
Susie's licking my toes.
like,
I'm
the
sorry. It's
fingerprint.
just really tickling me.
I've never
I'm
had
trying
a negative interaction with a police officer before. I think I've always had great interactions. Most of my gym friends and buddies I work out with are all police officers. Never had negative notation. I think anytime, and this is my perspective,
What percentage of black men do you think have experienced being called the N-word by someone who's not black?
I'd say pretty.
God, I don't know. Probably low, to be honest. It's just going to super depend on, like, it's going to depend on so many things that are, like, I feel like so, like, I'm just relating it to myself, right? Like, I'm not a black guy, but how many times have I heard somebody be called the N-word or just heard the N-word be thrown around? And I feel like you don't hear it often, but I feel like I'm probably higher than average people my age, maybe because of how much time I spend on social media. I feel like just on like Twitter, I feel like on Twitter especially, Twitter I feel like is the only platform where that shit gets thrown around, or in like video game lobbies, right, where people feel that extra layer of anonymity. Just being online in general, I feel like you'd skew higher than the average person who doesn't spend as much time online, and then figuring out And that's my only frame of reference for it. And then so outside of that, I don't really know. But I feel like that would be measurably higher if you spend time online, right? And then I don't know how, like if you're in like if you're in a COD voice lobby or something and people can hear that you're black, right? Like that's probably going to be higher for you too, but maybe not by them. I don't know. Wait, what was the question again? Have they been called the N-word directly or been called the N-word by somebody who's not black? Is that the...
What percentage of black men do you think have experienced being called the N-word by someone
who is not black?
I'd say pretty high.
I want to say like 90%.
I really don't know. I have no idea. I have no frame of reference. At my last school, everyone said the N-word. The boys were stupid about having it. We're stupid about it by having a whipping with a belt paddle. Jesus Christ! As your token black viewer, you can consult me for questions. Okay. Wait, Agent. Yeah, sure. What's your guess? What would your guess be? So it's the percentage of black men do you think have experienced? And I feel like culturally this is really going to matter too. Like my guess is it's going to be very different if you're like a black guy in the U.S. You know, actually I don't know. I really don't know. In like passing, probably like 6, but like with derogatory intent, a little less. I guess which part of the country you're from. Yeah, which part of the country you're from is going to matter too. Actually, would you guys guess? Because I genuinely have no idea. Would you guess that a black person would be more likely to be called the N-word if they grew up in an area with more or less white people? I genuinely don't know the answer to that question. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. But the other thing that's weird about it is like when they say N-word, right? Like we all know that like the N-word with the hard R and like with the A, those two things like hit very different, especially if they're not coming from a black person. So
it's being called the N-word by someone who's not black.
I'd say pretty high.
Also, I think it depends on the political demographic. Interesting. So you draw the line with political affiliation. So what? So liberal, my guesses would be you'd say that people who are or more liberal parts of the country would be less likely to call somebody the N-word, and the more like conservative parts of the country would be more likely to call you the N-word.
Say like 90% probably on the poll.
According to this study, the percentage of black adults who have been called the N-word or other racial slurs by a non-black person is 51%.
Oh, that's lower than I thought. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All I do know based off that question is whatever white people are going to guess, it's a lot lower than that. Or it's lower than that, right? There's also like a lot of Gen Z black dudes around these days that do not care.
Who have been called the N-word or other racial slurs by a non-black person is 51%.
Oh, that's lower than I thought. Okay, that's good.
I'm judging by his reaction too. I can't tell if his reaction is like, oh, that's good. Like he's like, that's lower than he would have guessed too.
That's good.
But
Better, not good at all.
See? Oh, fuck. It's like, I get it. I get why people react like this, but it does feel a little weird. You know what I mean?
I know a lot of y'all have more African descent, but still a lot of y'all grew up in America, so that wouldn't necessarily change that. I'll probably try to stick more to the statistic you told me of 50%, but I honestly think it could happen to anyone, so I really have nothing to go off of here.
I would honestly...
I'm going to guess it's going to be 3 or 4.
Say all of you guys again. Not to like give the easy answer, but I feel like it's, again, more common. And I'm applying my experience with the word faggot towards, you know, that.
Damn, bro, just dropped it.
Oh, that's gay or something like that, yeah.
I'm gonna say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
I feel like
Bro dropped it
if
like a
not
Dave
everyone,
Chappelle.
about 8 or 9 people here could probably point to a place in their life where they can remember being called a racial slur. I think I'm going all 10.
Now, if you have been called the N-word by a non-black person, please step forward and share your story in 3.
But the thing is too, like, oh, that carries so much weight. It doesn't have to be in a negative connotation. The question is, have you just ever been called? Because there'd be some dudes, right, that like would be hanging out with their white friend and they'd be just like shooting the shit. And I could totally see this happening, right? One of them being like, come on, you just say it, bro. Just say it. Just say it, bro. You know, and like they're all just like fucking around and then he says it and they're like, oh shit, right? Like I could totally see that fucking happening too. So I don't know. But then does that count as calling them the, so that would skew higher. I have no fucking clue, dude.
2, 1.
Yeah, okay, fuck. Whoa. Now I want to hear the story.
Okay, so I was more right with my initially high estimate, yeah.
We were actually talking about this earlier, and I let my friends call me the N-word, and my friends are not black, so like for me it's not like not that crazy thing. They're not white, so don't get it.
Yeah, see? They just don't, all they have to do is just not be white. That's what I was saying.
But like for me,
like bro, like Asian people can literally get away with saying it. Like fucking anybody, bro. You're spot on about the daring thing. Yeah, I could totally see that being a thing. Wait, Agent, how old did you say you are, by the way?
I guess my rule around the N-word is a little different than I think a lot of other people. And so like my friends are Hispanic, and so like for me, and I also grew up, like I'm from New York, I'm from the Bronx, and so I grew up around like Puerto Rican and Dominicans. And so for me, it's like we're all
I feel like when that question is asked, it's always inferred or it's implied that they were called the N-word in a derogatory way. That's at least that's the whole weight of this whole conversation anyways. And so like when you read this, right, and he's saying that it happens, but it doesn't happen in a negative way. Yeah. You could just tell me your age, okay? Okay.
We all went through the struggle together. For me to now then push myself and say, oh, I can say this, but you guys can't, is weird considering we all grew up together. Like we all grew up in the same environment and we pretty much had the same experiences. At the end of the day, we're all poor. So it was like, why quibble over this one word when there's a lot more to like quibble about?
Yeah, I would say for me, I had a friend, white friend, and we were just hanging out and he said it, but it wasn't so much malice behind it. It was more of like, you know, the friend type of vibe. And in that moment, you know, I just thought to myself, okay, why is he saying it? Is he saying it to be funny, to be cool, to try to fit in? And it was just one of those things where he's like, oh, well, you said it, why can't I say it? And in that moment, you know, it started.
I have so many questions. How old was he? Were there other people there? Like I want to know so bad. Because I feel like so much of that plays in.
Really thinking about, okay, the use of the word, when do we say it? Or do we even have that line of, if you say it, I can say it kind of thing? So at that point, I kind of just stopped saying it around him because it's like, I don't want to give him that power to be able to just say it so freely.
So I've never been called it. You worded the question in a way to where I'm back here, but I've been called a racial slur, it just wasn't by someone not black. Literally this morning, I was called a colorist, the C word. Rhymes with soon, because they saw a previous video I was on. It was a Nectar video where we were swiping on women, basically, and I swiped on a black woman, and this person was upset that I didn't choose the one black person that I encountered.
3 years ago, I would say, my pro debut in boxing, Rollins, South Carolina, never forget, coming out with the entrance, walking, the opponent was coming out too, and he had, get that out of here. You know, that one didn't rub me off the wrong way, because the guy was going to sleep regardless. You know, I'm gonna stay undefeated regardless, but afterwards, again, it doesn't bother me. At the end of the day, I went up to him, he looked at me, he was like, oh, good knockout, boy. I'm like, yeah, keep bringing them on, I'll keep knocking them out. And I kept on moving all the way back. I run into that a lot. I don't mind it. It is what it is. I'll just stay black.
So I'm gonna have Andrew close your eyes, put your head down.
Oh, and they're just gonna rate how they think you did. Fuck.
And
that's the boring part, dude. I don't give a shit.
What?
Step forward if you think Andrew, Joe, Oscar knows black men. In 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna give you guys your scores. Let's start with Oscar. 4 out of 10.
Okay. It makes sense, because like I said, I don't even know men in general, so this was like just a new experience for me to even understand men and black men specifically, so I feel like that's a fair ranking.
Bro's made a lot of comments about how he just doesn't hang out with dudes, but he specifically said that he's not gay at the beginning of the video, didn't he? Or are we getting him mixed up with somebody else?
Relationships with black Americans. Hello, my name is Oscar, and my relationship to black people in general is black women. I don't really have relationships with black men or men in general, so this experience is going to be exciting to kind of put my opinion in.
It's so weird, dude. He's like specifically gone out of his way to make comments about how he doesn't hang out with guys. Did you notice that? Like, and there was even another point of the video where he's like standing in front of all like the 10 black guys, and he's like, I don't think I've ever been even a dude with like this many guys before in my life. It's like you don't even have to say that, bro. You're fine. That's actually a really good point, Agent. And he also is the guy who talked about dropping the F slur too. Yeah.
Joe, after your ranking, we had 7 people step forward.
Whoa, good job.
Yeah, that's pretty validating. I appreciate that. I don't know if I earned that necessarily, but yeah, I appreciate it.
For Joe specifically? Oh, he's invited to the cookout.
And for Andrew, you had...
Yeah! Oh, no! Oh, no, my boy Andrew.
No, that makes sense.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because I didn't know a certain hairstyle. I think that really got me. I think I said some stuff that revealed that certain lack of knowledge on a lot of these topics. And
so that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm going to reveal myself. Like, I didn't step forward for any of the...
Damn, not even one guy fucking stepped forward for fucking Andrew, bro.
You guys, I feel like it's just, you're never going to know. That's like what it's like to actually be a black man.
They should put themselves in more spaces with people that look like us, right? Like, they did well today, just more of that, right? Like, in front of the camera and behind the camera and like with no camera, whatever, just more of a like interracial relationships. Not like that, but you know what I mean, yeah.
Who voted for them but didn't vote for me?
Hey, listen, man. I've never been in the room with more than 10 guys at once, okay? Whoa, hey, man. Bold of you to assume I've ever been in the room with more than 10 guys, all right?